Yeah, so I received the message from the HOD Economics Department over my the phone, and at the night actually. So I saw that and I was very glad, and because any call from an alma mater is something to be very proud of, and so I was very happy, and in fact it was an honor to get a message like that, and I called him up and immediately finalized whatever work was there to to just delay that, postpone that or whatever, and get leaves and come here at the first opportunity. So economy is one thing. In terms of IT, of course India has been a powerhouse from for some time. But India still, is still encountering challenges that are very basic, that are related to health. If you look at the National Family Health Survey, for example, the level of anemia in our country is rising. So of course there are, economic issues and the things that IT can do at a higher level in tertiary sector, but I think we should still focus and keep focusing on our basics, because India has challenges still over there, whether it is medicines, whether it is nutrition, in terms of health, and also education. If you look at the learning loss that has happened over the COVID pandemic, it's immense. In the state where I am serving right now, for example, there is a whole halla gulla going out with the learning loss. People's grades have come down, and beyond the grades, their level of learning has also come down. So in terms of education, in field of education and health, I think we need to focus more. I am glad that IIT Kanpur is also looking to have a medical department over here, a college, and that I think I am very glad that it is doing that, and it's going towards field other than traditional engineering field. So if we focus on health and education and technology in these areas, I think that's going to help the country in long run. So coming to this defense, if you look at China, for example, they have a separate strategic command. India as of now does not have a full-fledged command like that, because China has a command structure. This technology-based warfare is growing in the world, and I think Indian Army and the government is also taking necessary steps to transition to that. So of course technology is going to be very important, and I think it's about not just having the access to technology, but also creating right command structures, and the government is doing that, and I'm sure the technological inputs that are concerned regarding drone, or also even cyber warfare, even satellite information warfare. There are so many kinds of things that are happening these days. People don't want to really have a gun face-to-face fight. They are having proxy warfare, and those are the real battlefields where we need to, the first mover advantage will be there in any battle. The country which has control over the signals, over communications, and these are all so tech-based these days. So here I think IIT Kanpur's work is going to really help the country, and if we can pioneer in these fields, and I'm sure we have a long way to go in these areas, but if we pioneer in these fields, I'm sure this will strengthen our defense and our war capabilities. Okay, so when I was passing out of IIT Kanpur, that time the craze for civil service was not very high. Of course, then economic recession happened, and I'm seeing that a lot of IITians, not just in Kanpur but even in Bombay and other places which are traditionally not the hub for aspirants, they have also, I'm seeing a lot of students coming from there in the services. It's a good trend, and I hope IITians are put to good use in civil services. But I would still say that people should first test out in the world what they want to do, and not immediately jump into civil services. It's very important to find out what you really want. and for that, a couple of years in the private sector, in universities or wherever higher studies they want to do. So they should first try to understand themselves and see what they want before just jumping in, I would say, because it's quite glamorous, particularly in these parts, but I would still advise to look at it as merely a job and a service and nothing more. Yeah, I know the thing, being an IITian and moving out in the real world. So there are a lot of hopes, and it's also a time to reflect, because a major part of their journey in adult life, first part and first phase, preparatory phase, is just over. So this is a time to reflect, and reflect very carefully on how things are going to be. And my only message, if you call a message, of course there are so many things, but I think is to keep an open mind, and that's the real role of education. And it's easy to say, but it requires a lot of courage to have an open mind and to look at things on your own terms based on merit, because there are so many frameworks in society, in family, that brings you up, your mental frames. You need to challenge all that and look life afresh. And I think the education in IT definitely empowers a person to do that, but it will also require a lot of practice in life, and it will require to challenge yourself. So I think an open mind is something that they should keep cultivating and keep learning as a student. So I think that's one thing. And obviously, I mean, they will all chart out their own journeys, and journeys that will be completely based on their own choices and to their personalities. And I hope that they make a journey out of their own choices and taste and characteristics and personality in life, rather than based on a lot of other frameworks, extraneous frameworks.